Hey there guys! Welcome back to the Saving Maverick channel. My name is Matt, and on this channel, we're restoring my old wooden boat Maverick. In today's episode, we're going to be preparing to install the second set of frames by doing a little bit of demolition work. But first, I just want to say if you're new here, thanks for showing up, thanks for watching. Please go ahead and smash that subscribe button, it really helps with the channel algorithm. Go ahead and leave a like, a comment, all that good stuff. So I just want to say that I'm thinking for the duration of the winter, I'm going to go to a monthly upload schedule, resuming with bi-weekly episodes in March. Simply because this winter has been one of the coldest winters here on Cape Cod that I've experienced in the more than a decade that I've lived here. It's consistently been in the 20s. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but 32 Fahrenheit is freezing, so you can extrapolate from there that it's really friggin' cold. And my job at a stone yard, I'm out working in that Monday through Friday. And frankly, I don't want to be out there working in that on the weekends. Plus, I got stuff to do inside. I got household projects. I got other hobbies and stuff that I can do too. So, monthly uploads through to March, where we'll resume with bi-weekly uploads once the weather warms up. Last winter, I was able to get out there and work because it wasn't as cold as it's been this year. This year has been really cold. So I'll put some photos in of Cape Cod Bay frozen. It looks like the Arctic out there. It's crazy. This would happen, we'd maybe get like a 1 or 2 week stretch once or twice during the wintertime of sub-freezing temperatures like this, and the bay would freeze a little bit, but then it'd quickly thaw. The bay has been frozen for like 2 weeks now. It's crazy. It's cool. I like it, but I don't want to be out working in that any more than I have to at work. Anyway, guys, this episode was filmed around Thanksgiving, so late November. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll catch you at the end. All right, thanks for being here. All right, so we're gonna get a bunch of other cool stuff done today, but I want to just get more of this polyurethane paint on this table right now because we're gonna be making 2 new frames in fairly short order here. So I want this to be ready. I've got a small roller. I'm just gonna like dump a bunch on the table and we'll just roll it out. See what happens. All right. 1 old can of paint used up, 1 old crappy roller used up, and 1 polyurethane painted frame molding table. All right, very nice. Let me get this crap thrown out, and we'll go inside the boat, and I'll tell you all about what's going on today. All right, guys. This frame's in, all secured. I went ahead last night and I bought 100 1/4" by 2.5" silicon bronze wood screws because some of the gaps in these 2 frames here are a little bit too wide for comfort, and it's a result of the planks being kind of pushed out. So the rivets are great for joining 2 things together, but they're not great at bringing them together, you know what I mean? So whereas a screw would actually draw the plank onto the frame, the rivets are just good at holding them together where they're at. So I think on any planks where there is a 1/4 inch plus minus gap, we're just gonna grind off the copper rivets, drive them out. I got a number 14 countersink. We're gonna countersink 4 of those screws, and we're just gonna screw in there and just join them up like that. And if that loosens up 1 or more of the rivets, that's fine. We can just grind off the top of it, put the backing iron back in, bring the rove back down, and then repeen the rivet. That way we get all the hull planking nice and tight to the frames. I don't want excessive expansion gaps. A little bit, like 1/8 of an inch or less, I can live with, but anything like 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch upward, that's a little bit too far for comfort. We're gonna get as much of this done as possible. Refastening-ish will happen later, obviously. So today, the itinerary is we're gonna deal with the next frames forward. So what that'll necessitate is we have to take out that floor, and we're also gonna have to finally take this saloon table out. I'm gonna go ahead and get this saloon table all cleared out, and then we'll get them bolts down there cut. I think it's screwed into that bulkhead there as well, so we'll get those out. This needs to be taken out and refinished and refurbed anyway. And it's really in the way. We're working on the boat. It's convenient to have a table here, but I'll just stick all this crap up in the V-berth and get it out of the way while I'm working to the main cabin. All right, so we'll get that cleaned up, and yeah. All right, so I got 1 of the screws out that that's anchoring this on from behind the bulkhead. So I'll keep these with this. I'll leave that. Right now I'm going to take the long metal cutting skill saw blade and I'm going to lop off the bolts between the floor and the leg. And we only have 2 bolts anchoring it from behind here. So I got one of those out, the other one's in here. Then I'm going to go get a flathead driver bit in my driver and just drive the other one out because I don't feel like sitting here for 20 minutes with a damn screwdriver. Doing this like a chump. Okay. Okay. Want to play these games? Okay. All right. Let's get this thing out of here. Come on. There we go. All right. So the table's out. I had to bring in the big shop vac. The little yellow one got summarily thrown overboard. I think if we were underway, it would have gotten keel hauled. One job didn't do it. I would say it sucked, but it didn't. Anyway. Really opens the joint up in here with that table gone. So I'm thinking we're gonna use the components for that old table and make a fold-up deal that folds right up against this wall. Because I think that's a better maximization of space, just having it folded up right against here and only bringing it down when necessary, rather than always being down and always someone in the way. Because while this is a big boat for a 30-footer, it still is only a 30-footer. And I've got a family of 5, so we're going to have to maximize space as much as possible. All right, so we're going to do this next forward set of frames all at once. First order of business is to get that floor out. So we have bolt here, bolt there, and one of these big iron rivet things going through. You can see the remnants of the one for this one right here. So what I'll do is I'll take the Sawzall and I'll try to lop off these 2 bolts, and then I'll cut into the wood and just try to sever this, because these have like hammered over rivet tops. It's almost like a giant roving nail. And then so once those bolts are cut, get a pry bar up underneath here on the keel, pry it up. That's the plan at least. All right, let's get to it. There's our little rivet thing. Well, not little rivet. That's like a 1/2-inch steel rod. She's coming. Ah! Ow. Ugh. Stupid stainless screws. Alrighty. Now it caused a little bit more destruction than I was hoping to, but alright, I'll get this cleaned up and then I will we'll go outside. Oh, so one more note. These 2 blocks here, I don't know if they're butt blocks or if they're just spacer blocks, but I'm going to look for a stainless screw securing those 2 and get those all out. And then just like with this one, we'll get the stainless screws out, and then it should just pull right up off of the old wasted steel ones. All right, so you guys have seen all of this before, but we'll just give you a little bit of a rundown what all I'm gonna be doing. I'm doing 2 frames, port and starboard. So step 1, drill out the bungs or otherwise remove them, scrape the fairing compound out of the screw head, unscrew the screw, reef the seam. All right, do a couple, I'll shut you off. I'll catch you when I'm done. And we'll do that like 100 more times. Catch you when I'm done. All right, port side. All set. Let's get over to starboard. It's like 1:30 right now. Sun sets around 4:30. Maybe we'll get it done by nightfall. Then I can show you pulling out these 2 frames before we cover the boat up for tonight because there might be rain. Anyway, on to the other side. All right, guys, starboard is de-screwed. I was working on getting the screws out of this butt block. I was reefing this and this kind of slipped and got a little bit of mainly like this spot right here that's all janky. I guess we'll see. I mean, I don't feel like making a new keel, but it might be necessary. I don't know. We'll see though. But that's a bridge that we haven't even gotten to yet, so we'll cross it when we get there. All right, see you back up there. We're gonna pull those 2 frames out. All right, guys. Well, I think we're ready to pull these butt blocks and these 2 frames out. Nice. Missed a screw. This one came right out. Ugh. There's starboard. And there is port. All right, let's get this cleaned up, shall we? All right, so the frames are out. We're gonna do the hole saw thing around the old iron screws, show you a couple of those, and then I'll catch up with you when I'm done. All right, you guys get the idea. All right, guys, we're all set. All the old fasteners have been drilled out. These planks are ready to get the lozenge treatment. So I've got the 2 frames here. So I suppose the question right now is, should we bother to take a template down below, or should we just template off of these? Anyway, guys, sun's getting low in the sky, so I will see you guys on the next thing. All right, guys, it's getting towards the end of my Thanksgiving vacation from work. It's a Saturday before I have to go back, but we're back home. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna deal with the templating for these next frames. I'll show you what I'll do. So I'm gonna use these frames as the template. They do spring outward this way when they get up past the turn of the bilge. You can see that gap, and it's the same thing on the other one. So I'm just gonna glue the points on to account for that extra gap. Probably gonna do it right from the turn of the bilge all the way up, and then I'll just keep that line going on the table. So what I want to do is get these templated, then I'm gonna actually cut some hardwood blocks for the molding table, and I'm gonna actually round them on the face so I get a fairer frame instead of just having square blocks. All right, get these points glued onto these old frames. All right, I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Catch you when I'm done. All right, let's get these out of the boat and down onto the frame table. All right, we'll do the other one. Catch you when I'm done. All right, next step is to fabricate up some thinner and rounded oak blocks. All right, I'm just marking off this piece of oak every 2 inches. We're gonna make our little blocks for the frame mold. We're using oak and thinner because those pine blocks that I used before kind of sucked. And also we're gonna bevel the end so that you don't have 2 points on either side to screw up the molding, and you only have a rounded surface so that you get 1 point on the curve that it's clamping to, as opposed to having 2, which should make a fairer curve. Now I only need 30 of these, but I have a 75 and change inch piece here, so I might as well just cut it all to 2-inch segments in case some break. And I'm not going to subject you guys to all of this. I'm going to show you 1 or 2 cuts, and then I'll show you 1 or 2 being sanded. And I'm going to countersink these as well. All right, so we're going to bevel one of the faces on these. I suppose the technical term would be bullnose, not that, but you get the idea. Do 1 more. Just like that. All right, you get the idea. All right, so I've got these all done. Nice little bullnosed pieces. Plant 3 in the vise at a time. We're gonna countersink for number 8 screws. These are number 8 by 2.5 drywall screws. And I'm not really countersinking these very far down. We've got number 1 boiler heating up. We've got number 2 filled. So right now I'm gonna load one of the frames worth of laminates into the box. Do it before it comes up to temp. We don't even have any steam just yet, so. Gotta trim these. All right, so these are kind of junky on the bottom here too, so I'm just gonna slice a little bit off here. All of these boards were nominally 8 foot. This end is not terribly critical because they're oversized in this dimension anyway. All right, let this heat up. Once these are steamed for about an hour, or I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes probably. We'll get one on the table, and we'll get the other. In the meantime, I will trim up the boards on the other one. I'll do. Awesome, thank you. I'll call you when that next one's ready. One down, one to go. I just gotta get the spacers in there, catch up with you, and we pull that one. Of course, my dumbass forgot to turn the camera on.
You missed a giant billow of steam.
Actually, here. That's a good thing for you guys to see. So she's talking about this. You can see things aren't exactly level. So when we go to epoxy it, we can bang those middle pieces down. against this. That's why I put these here so we can index them. But these are flexible enough that it doesn't matter. All right, 2 frames, ready to go. All right. Awesome. See you next time. All right, guys, that'll do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, and you're not already subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, so let's pump those numbers. Let's get it up to 2,000, and let's keep this thing growing. Anyway, if you guys like this content and you would like to give me a hand monetarily in doing it, the way to do that is through the Patreon link down below in the description. You can go over there, check it out. I think you can subscribe without paying, but you don't gain access to any of the upcoming exclusive content. Once we get into the swing of things in the spring and summer, I'm thinking about uploading episodes a week early to Patreon so that you Patreon subscribers get a much more real-time view of things going on than the regular YouTube viewers. Anyway, if you are a boat builder or you have a boat that needs repair or you just need high-quality epoxies or marine paints, or any of the associated accoutrements, TotalBoat.com is a great local New England business. They're located right in Rhode Island, and they offer some of the best epoxies and paints and other stuff in the industry, and I highly recommend them. I use the Total Boat High Performance Epoxy seemingly in almost every video that I make, and I really swear by the stuff. I mean, you can apply this stuff and have it cure up in temperatures as low as like 40 degrees. It's not recommended by them, but I've done it and it works good. What other epoxy are you going to be able to do that with? I mean, that's really good stuff. So anyway, if you guys want to save 5% on your next order with them, my affiliate link is down below. Please click on that. You'll save 5%. The channel will get a little kickback. It's a win-win. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you next month. Take care.